Kat has told me over the years that she's wanted to come back on stream, but she was looking for the right time. Now, was there a reason particularly why you felt now was the right time of any time? Because remember, it's always been literally an open door policy. She could have come in here at any time for any stream. I always told her that.
Well, I think over the years things have changed. Like, you know, the first time I was on here, truthfully, I just didn't know how to deal with all the negative stuff.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard if you're not used to it every day, you know? Urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, at least you're not DSP. And I know all y'all have seen this already, probably multiple times. And I seen it too. But you know I had to give my 2 cents on this, because when I seen this, I remember thinking to myself, man, I don't think I've ever seen anybody on screen together who have less chemistry together. It was just very odd to me. So let's go ahead and hop into it.
To the Burnell family stream here on DSP Gaming. How are you all this evening? I hope that you're doing well. And I welcome you here to the show. The first of maybe many, we'll see. As we already have Jasper here. And by the way, that wasn't planned. We had no idea what was going to happen with Jasper when we came in here and turned on the cameras and everything. We didn't even know if he'd be afraid to come in here. Because remember, we've not even done a stream together since we had Jasper.
Phil is the master of speaking for long periods of time and saying absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing that he said in that last like 20, however long it was noteworthy at all. I mean, he just sucks the air out of the damn room, man.
That's how long it's been. The last time Kat was on stream was 2018. All right. So good evening, everyone. Would you like to say hello to the audience?
Hello.
So here's the deal. We're just here to hang out with you guys tonight. All right. And I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of questions. What's going on? Why is Kat on stream? You know, we're here to field questions. But before we...
Now, remember, he said from the jump that Kat have not been on stream for 5 years. Now, outside of obvious troll questions, right? There's really no such thing as a bad question in this situation. Outside of the obvious stuff, right? She ain't been on stream in 5 years. Let him continue.
Before we get started, I'm just going to say this up front. Number one, no, this is not a pregnancy announcement. I don't know who put that seed in everyone's mind. It's not correct at all. This is not that whatsoever. And number two, we are not here to talk about any documentary. All right. So already people are asking, what about the documentary? Is this part of the documentary? Is Kat going to be in the documentary? This has nothing to do with the documentary. Therefore, don't ask questions about the documentary. This has nothing to do with it at all. So we're just going to ignore those questions. All right.
Phil playing the Gestapo role per usual. You can only ask me things that you've already asked me. What are you doing asking me interesting things that I might have to give an actual answer to? What's wrong with you? So it was crazy, man.
All right. First time that Jasper also has been able to be here with us together as a family, which is really awesome that we're all kind of together tonight. Zombie did a super chat that just got deleted because it's probably a troll. Very nice. So congratulations. Like I said, just to forewarn you all of the moderators are here tonight, and they're not putting up with nonsense. So if you say anything that can be alluded to as trollish or stupid or detractorish, you're going to get moderated, and I'm not going to be sitting on my day off tomorrow unbanning 40 people. So you probably should think twice about that, all right?
You hear that? He got them in the bushes. He got snipers on the roof. You better not say nothing crazy. In fact, when you come on the stream, you better ask Phil if it's okay to breathe. Even though we understand that that's something that you do passively, you still instinctively should be asking him for permission. I mean, like, what's wrong with this dude, man? Like somebody supposed to be scared or something because his moderator's there. So what?
All right, Haseo, nice to see Kat. How have you been?
Good.
Good?
Very well. Better than last time I was on here.
Well, that's for sure.
That was a long time ago.
That was many, many years ago. Things were very different back then, right? Yeah. Things are much better now, I feel. I guess it did.
No, look, you know we gotta go here. Because she said, how is she doing? She said, good. Now, objectively speaking, you don't look good, Kat. You don't. And we're basing this off not just how we're seeing you right now, but compared to what you used to look like. So we took the last frame or the last time we saw you and we compare that to what we see now. Objectively, no, you're not doing good. But go ahead.
At this point, since obviously now we've been on stream for like 20 minutes and already no one's even asked the question. I guess we'll answer a question like, why are we here together tonight? Why tonight? And what are our plans? All right. So, in a nutshell, all right, Kat has told me over the years that she's wanted to come back on stream, but she was looking for the right time. Now, was there a reason particularly why you felt now was the right time of any time? Because remember, it's always been literally an open door policy. She could have come in here at any time for any stream. I always told her that.
Well, I think over the years things have changed. Like, you know, the first time I was on here, truthfully, I just didn't know how to deal with all the negative stuff.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard if you're not used to it every day, you know?
Now,
It's so challenging looking at pixels on the screen saying mean things to you. I mean, it's so many other things that are actually noteworthy in your life that can cause you strife or pain or displeasure just in general. But for Phil, the peak of that is somebody on the stream saying something mean to him. I mean, it's just so pathetic.
I mean, it's happened so much that I just don't care anymore. I've learned to not care about what the troll... Like, I know there's trolls watching this, and I know there's trolls restreaming it, and I don't give a shit.
So she's taking after her husband. You see that? That didn't take long at all, did it? Why would you... okay, so Kat hasn't been on stream in 5 years at this point, right? And they open it up addressing detractors, man. This is peak Burnell family right here. This is peak. And I say that because when you go into the history of Kat and her adoration or admiration for Phil, she was a real live fan. And I have that video on the channel, and I will link that in the description. But she was watching him unironically, commenting on all his videos. She was even pledged to his Patreon. That's a fact. So I would not be surprised at all if she's in on a lot of the things that Phil finds himself doing on stream day to day.
I just don't care. Like, the best thing you can do is just focus on the positive.
Yep.
And that's what I want to do. I don't care what people say. I know there's people that say, you know, oh, they say things like about my weight and stuff. Like, that's a big thing they've been saying.
See, she addressed what comments bothered her the most. All you're doing right here is projecting, Kat. We can pick up on this. It's not that deep. Obviously, the things that people say about your weight bother you, especially when you come from being someone who was considered objectively attractive, and you go from that because naturally people are like, wow, what happened? You know, and it's a gut-wrenching feeling, I'm sure.
And you just gotta laugh at it.
Yeah.
Before, I couldn't laugh at it, and I didn't want to come back on here because it was so upsetting the first time I did. But since, I mean, it's been like, what, 5 years now? And
it's kind of like everything else. The first time it happens, it's shocking.
yeah.
The second time it happens, okay, well, it still hurts, but it's not as shocking. But the 1 millionth time it happens, it's like, who gives a shit anymore, right? Like, all right, say what you're going to say. She literally hasn't been on a stream in 5 years, and if those people still haven't shut the fuck up about it, they're never going to, so who cares what they say at this point, right?
So why are you spending the opening salvo of your stream that she hasn't been on talking about people you claim and she claims that y'all don't care about? Let me find out that y'all sitting up twisting your toes together, sharing the ice cream, a bucket of ice cream, talking to each other about the detractors, man. I would not be surprised at all, because you remember what PPP said. He said the only time that Phil wanted to engage with them is when they brought up the detractors. It's almost as the detractors are your fuel source, Phil. It's like we're the reason you get up in the morning. When you gonna give us our props, man?
So there you go. All right. So Tony asking, will we ever do co-op? Well, it's been a discussion, you know, some things that we would consider doing. And one of the things, and we're just going to throw this out there, and we'll talk about this more as it approaches. One of the things that we think would be an excellent first idea would be with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming out at the end of the month. That game's going to have a mode in it where you basically build a virtual island. You're able to have like almost like an Animal Crossing situation. And we both played Animal Crossing and loved it. We both love Like a Dragon, and we're like, why don't we have like nights where Kat can come on stream with me and we build this island together? It could be the Burnell family island. in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And all the decisions we'll make together, we'll have everything going like that. And the other cool thing is,
don't that sound so good conceptually? But we all know how it went down in practice. It sounds great. Oh, we're going to come together as a family. It's something that gives us mutual enjoyment. You know, it should go off without a hitch. We shouldn't have any problems. But all it really did was really make you look worse, because when people were seeing you interacting with your wife, number one, you're over talking her constantly. I mean, you can tell she has to shuffle through her points quickly because she knows you're going to butt in at some point and then dominate the conversation. And number two, you can tell she just didn't want to be there, man. But we're going to get to that in a second.
like Jasper is already in here with us. He's like, he's going to be in here. Like, he always wants to be with us. So he'll probably be in here for these streams, jumping on the chairs, getting pet and everything. So it'll be nice, like, family night content, right? Now, will there be...
Oh, it's just a big happy family. Like, look how hard he's trying to push this, man. Sometimes it's the things that you missed the first time watching something that you catch the second or third time around. But he really is pushing this whole family narrative thing, Phil. Look, I have a pet. Many of you probably have a pet, and I love my pet, but it's not my child. Okay, now we might look at them as an extension of our family. Okay, but there's no document anywhere. You know, you're not getting a tax refund back for them. Just stop with the nonsense.
Anything else in the future? Maybe, but we're not. Why get ahead of ourselves, right? You take it step by step. Tonight's our very first night doing it. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how the Q&A goes. Just hanging out with you guys, and then we'll go from there. But that's kind of our first idea of something that we would want to do, like gameplay-wise. So, yeah. Is it rude to ask why she likes a shorter hairstyle? I mean, it's up to her if she wants to answer why she likes shorter hair.
Easier to take care of.
What's the deal with penne? It's so easy to eat. There you go.
Much easier.
That edit was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Mighty D. This is where I got the clip from. Shout out to the OGs. Shout out to the the trackers out there that's transforming the content. But anyways, it sounds like Miss Cat is out there getting lazy. She said it's easier to deal with. Could that be because your arms are getting heavier? Because anybody who live with a woman that got some hair on her head, her arms be above her shoulders a lot when she trying to make her hair look right. Cat then got tired of that shit. I wouldn't even be surprised if Cat then went and got her a pair of clippers and some liners, man.
Easier.
Simple. Here's a $5 tip from Love It or Leave It. How does it feel being married to the funniest gamer on earth? Oh, yes. Phil, does Phil make you laugh all the time? Is it like you're married to the great Jim Carrey? There you go. Look at these comparisons, right? When you look at me, don't you just think Jim Carrey when you look at me? It's the first thing that comes to mind,
all the time.
Ace Ventura. Actually, with the shirts I was wearing over the summer, one of them does look like Ace Ventura's shirt from the movie. But do you really want to answer that or just
no?
Okay.
He wanted her so bad to say Phil was so funny. He's just like Ace Ventura. See how he was trying to coax her into it? I am funny, and because he really does think he's funny. Even though he has this old, antiquated slapstick humor that is funny to no one but himself. Somebody farts and, Phil would be laughing on the floor holding his stomach.
Someone says people who have been critical of Cat would never dare show their faces, so respect to you all. There you go.
That's true.
Most of them are hiding behind, the internet.
Yeah, because they're cowards.
That's why they act like that. They're hiding. So.
They're very, yep.
Phil says that as if he's a confrontational person and he's somebody that people should be worried about. Now, he had no idea that in the near future he was going to link with PPP and that man was going to disrespect him to his face, right? Because is he a coward? Cat, what did you say to Phil when you seen what PPP said about you to him? Now, it's one thing if PPP was talking to someone else about you and Phil got wind of it, but he was talking about you to him. And he shows his face all the time. Is he a coward? No. The coward here is Phil. Okay? That's very obvious. This is why he tries to control the narrative and act as if the things that he does are not of a detriment, but the things that everybody else does is a problem. And we're not even doing anything. We're just reacting to the dumb shit that you do, Phil.
What is your favorite food to cook?
Maybe the baked chicken.
Well, that's your favorite recipe, right?
Yeah.
Out of all the ones you make, that's the one that you let. Now,
Yeah.
is it your favorite to cook, or is it your favorite because the flavor is good?
I just like it. I mean,
It's like a healthy version of fried chicken. Like
Yeah.
you get the taste of fried chicken, but it's not like dipped in grease.
Right.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but usually when somebody says something is their favorite, that's implying that that's one of their go-tos. You know, I like a cheeseburger or whatever. You know, if I had the choice, I would pick that more than I would pick other things, right? She loves quote unquote baked chicken. Now, you know where I'm going with this. Because generally speaking, if she loves baked chicken and that's her favorite and that's what she's eating primarily, then you wouldn't look like this, cat. So you're gaslighting yourself and us. You're trying to act as if our eyes are deceiving us. Just like your husband, you know, we'll see him do certain things and he will explain this off as if it never happened. Like he's the fucking Men in Black or something. He can just flash away our memory. It's crazy. You're not eating an overabundance of baked chicken. That's cap.
Any influence on my improvement of fashion in the last year of me wearing better clothes? Was it your influence?
I influence? Probably not. No, I mean, I just give my opinion on like what looks nice, but
Right.
I guess maybe a little bit. But
Let me put it this way: Can you confirm to everyone, because a lot of people don't believe me, that the majority of clothes that I'm wearing now I already own?
Yeah.
Right.
Except for the sweater that I got for Christmas.
Right.
That's everything else you have already.
They don't believe. A lot of people are, oh, he's full of it. He's buying all these clothes. I had them all for like a decade. I'm not lying. This shirt is from 15 years old, but look at it, because I didn't wear it. It looks new.
Yeah.
Once again, he's stunting. If you bought that shirt 15 years ago, it would be 3 times bigger than that. We all remember seeing you walking around looking like one of the Ninja Turtles. And this is before they got on one of their steroid cycles. All right, stop it. All right, stop acting like you were thin this entire time. Okay, nobody believes that, and we don't have to believe it. We have proof showing otherwise. So just stop.
It's just wearing the stuff I had from back in the day, you know. Would you ever want to have kids one day? Why or why not? You totally don't have to answer that.
No, I really want y'all to pay attention to, number one, his face. When you look at his face right now, but also look at her body language as well. Okay, I think it's very telling in this clip coming up about pregnancy and them two having children. Just watch.
If you don't want to, that's your call. What? Cat, you know, I'm not going to make you answer that question. That's a personal question. So if you really don't care to answer it, you don't have to.
I don't even know what I would say to that. That's kind of...
Now look at Kat's face. She is not definitively saying no at all. You can tell it's something that's on her mind. It's something that's been on her mind. 100%. But of course, Phil's going to jump in and interject and try to control the narrative per usual. So let's watch.
I've already told you outright we're not interested in it, right? We said it a million times. We're not interested in having kids. You know, it's a personal thing. And it's none of your business. If we ever decide to open up and talk about it, we can. And if not, we won't. And, you know, there you go.
Now look how triggered he got over something so simple. Why would that be a bad question? Now, often when people get married, especially when they're still in their youth, I'm not saying they're still in their youth per se, you know, but I'm saying they got together, 6-7 years ago. So then, you know, y'all got married. So the natural progression of the relationship would be, you know, a child. So again, that is not a bad question at all. And when you look at what she was trying to say, she was like, you know, I don't even know really what to say to that, because you can tell it's something that she truly desires. It is. But because Phil cannot put down his vices and his addictions, you can't have it. Because the way Phil would look at a child, he would look at the child as if he's wasting money on that, opposed to him looking at the mobile games and the booze as of something that he's wasting money on. No, it's the child that he's wasting all his damn money on. Phil is far too selfish to have a child. There's no way.
All right, this is drama, and we're not going to talk about drama, so good luck trying to get that
The
answered.
only games I don't really like are sport games because I'm not a fan of sports.
Anime fan did a super chat wondering if we play any interactive games with the audience. No. Right now, I'll tell you right now, no, because I've done those in the past, and you know what happens is all you get is negative idiots from troll, you know. Here's the thing. It's not like we don't want to be social. It's that we know that when you provide an avenue for those people to be empowered, they will take it, right? So why would we play a game where literally you have no filter over people and they can join and say whatever they want? You know, this was in 2017. I tried doing it. It was awful. The things that people said on there. Why would I play Jackbox and have trolls coming in saying insulting things? That's dumb, right? Now, I'm not saying we would never do something, you know, with you guys, but it would have to be something in a more safe environment so that these idiots don't get attention, which is all they're going to try to do is get attention, right? Us playing the cool Simulation Island in Like a Dragon is us playing a game with no potential for these idiots to try to ruin it. So that
This is all a bunch of madness. Now, I do think Phil is more aware than he leads on when it comes to who supports him. Phil knows that, how do I say this, the wheelchairs are supporting him primarily. So he don't want to hang out with those people. And this is for you, OIC and Lance Catamaran and Iron Chef Sakai or whoever, okay? Jade, he's never going to play a game with you. You know why? Because he's ashamed of you. This is why he's never going to have a convention. You know why? Because he don't want to be seen taking a picture with you or shaking your hand or you all trying to give him a hug and he has to awkwardly tell you no because he's not fond of you at all. In fact, he hates you. This is why he talks to you the way he does. This is why the second he gets his money, he's gone because that's all it's about. So he's going to keep you at arm's length to get what he wants. And you better not think about coming within that arm's length. And he's going to just push you right back outside that bubble again. That's it. So he's going to keep dangling these interactions over you, but it'll never go beyond you being in a stream chat and giving him money. Period.
What? It's like a giant paragraph about your nephew got into a fight. Do you have any advice? Yeah, here's my advice. Don't ask me about your nephew getting into a fight on the stream where my wife is coming back for the first time in 5 years. It's really stupid, but thanks for the $1 tip anyway.
Look how mad he got about that. But if anything, like I said before, I would never troll tip Phil, and I don't recommend it. But that was funny because the way he couched it, we all know Phil don't know a damn thing about fighting. Which is really what that was about. It was to try to get him to talk about something that he's completely unfamiliar with and to try to speak about it at great length, which would have eventually led to a crash out, you know, because we know Phil has no impulse control. And then instead of saying he just don't know something, he'll just cuss you out instead.
Derek, I may or may not have seen your message. Hold on, because we're playing catch up here. All right, please be patient. Hold on, let me click over here.
You see that? Derek gets the spam. Now he said, I may or may not have seen your message. So if Phil is responding to Derek like that, that means Derek didn't spam like 50 times already. But Derek always got a pass. Always got a pass. It's interesting.
Here, did we miss anything? Shout out to Richard who did a super chat. Says, can we see a smooch? Yeah, off camera when we feel like it. We're not just gonna kiss each other on camera in front of you just because you're desiring it. Plus, probably I get lipstick all over me right now. It'd be very embarrassing. So, thank you, Richard, for the super chat. Well, there you
What's embarrassing about having your woman give you a kiss and leave her lipstick on you? What's embarrassing about that? Like you can't, there you go. Love you. Like he didn't tell you to break out a stripping pole and, you know, you set up a chair and for her to start working the pole. I mean, my God, bro, like he gets so bent out of shape about nothing.
Here you go. Now, here's someone who's, I feel is at least of rational mind. Someone tipped $1 anonymously and said, you know, I am a detractor of yours, particularly they don't like me. But they don't understand why people are so negative towards my wife. Because you want to know the truth? There's nothing to understand. You get it? That's not rational behavior.
Right.
To be nasty to someone who literally has not earned your ire is not rational thought. That's just, it's mania is what it is. And she never, ever deserved any of the hate she got from anyone on the internet because she's never done anything that would ever piss anybody off, you know? She was sat on streams for Q&A a couple times. She was on a Halloween stream. That was it. And then these people are just obsessed to the point of nonsense and mania.
No, it's not like I'm not, like, I don't agree with what he's saying. Look at his face. Look at his face, man. It's not like I disagree with what he's saying here. You know, Kat don't deserve, I'm sure, a lot of the stuff, because it's not like she's out there putting bad energy out there to get it back. But that's where you as a husband come in. The major component of your role as a husband is protection. You are not doing that, Phil. So you need to understand the concept of collateral damage and what that means, right? Everything has an area of impact. So even though it's going to hit the intended target, there's going to be unintended targets as well. And since you know that these people are mania and deranged, like you say, day in and day out, why would you put your wife in a position to be in their crosshairs? That makes no sense whatsoever. But this was a time period where Phil was floundering a little bit. We know he's creatively bankrupt, and you know, when the money's not flowing in, Phil gets desperate. And this is why she's on stream right now, because Phil was desperate. And he knew people were going to be talking about his wife. He knew she was going to be reading the chat. Look at her face. She's reading it right now. He knew that. But Phil was thinking about the money, the potential financial gain that he can get from this. It's the same reason why he allowed PvP to do what he do. Kat, you are a prop. Okay? You are no different than the vest that hangs up in that damn closet. It's the same thing. Okay? You are a means to an end. You are a transactional piece. Okay? He's going to use you to barter with. You know, he threw you out there to the wolves to buy himself some time to get out the back door, man. That's your husband.
And they need to get help, but
yeah, they do.
You know, you can't make people get help, especially when they just sit there behind their computers and no one in their real life is monitoring their activities. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. But happy that we are able to be back in a family capacity now. So, from Jimmy, a $2 tip. Kat, I love your playthroughs. Very relaxing. Yeah, I know the YouTube channel is still up there, and sadly it went through detractor circles like idiots. They posted it everywhere, even though I think you played like 2 games total.
Yeah, I didn't touch it since then because of that. You know.
Which is probably.
I bet you her gameplay is better than his, and I don't even know what she was playing. But I bet you if he played it and we did a side by side, whatever it is light years better than whatever he did. Okay, now. I wanted to put something, you know, together for y'all, something a little longer, you know, so you can relax to, get you a bottle, a blunt, whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Something you can kind of relax to, or maybe you working out or whatever you're doing, you know. But I seen this and I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and knock this out real quick. You know, I thought it was interesting because when you look at these two, you can tell there's just no chemistry whatsoever. It's like 2 actors showing up and so they can audition for a role, and they just met that day. And not only did they just meet that day, but they have to stand in front of people they don't know and read off lines that they don't fully understand. I mean, seriously, it's like 2 people trying to play the role of a couple opposed to 2 people being an actual couple. It's kind of sad. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.